Thank you, Speaker. Resolutions like this, I think we need time to read and digest and understand. And I don't think the best time to do that is here in unfinished business and kind of slipping it through like this. It's the same objection I've had to a lot of things that get on consent. It's like, look, we got to read, understand what's being before us, regardless of how we might differ on the votes, is giving each other time to understand what's happening and the potential consequences for our community. I represent Memphis and Shelby County. Part of my district is rural, got a lot of people who rely on agriculture, and so I understand the need to protect our farmers. I got also the urban city center of Memphis and southwestern Memphis. I got probably the most diverse district in the state, so I understand the need for legislation that protects the economy and protects agriculture in our communities. But here's the problem that I have in the brief time that I've had to hear the resolution, attempt to read it, and look up what dicamba is, which I encourage any of you right now to define before you vote on it. What is dicamba? What are the consequences of it? Representative who just spoke, what are the health implications of it? What does this mean beyond just soybean production? If we are going to legislate effectively, it requires us to have an understanding of these things. And right now, there's a federal rule that obviously is being challenged in court about the ramifications of the use of these products for people's health. And here we are as legislators who care about protecting people in our communities, not just protecting corporations, who have a responsibility to understand these things before we vote on them. And so while I appreciate the need to recognize the great work of our Tennessee farmers, which I too have farmers in my district who I'm proud of and I want for them to be successful in perpetuity, we cannot do things to the devastation of the very environment where they are working or the other fields that are around them that are not using this product. In the very brief research that I have seen here, there have been tremendous environmental and ecological consequences to the use of dicamba to people's farms that are not the ones who are using it. And so while we might be undergirding and supporting one group's financial interests, other people's financial interests are at stake here, not to mention the health implications of this. Like rushing resolutions through to get a stamp of approval by our General Assembly, which represents collectively over 7 million people, I do not think is a good idea. And I do not think we need to be supporting corporations like Monsanto and their use of genetically engineered materials for crop production. Like this, while I understand the intent, Representative Grills, I do not think that our body should be endorsing the use of a chemical product that has harmful ramifications, not only for the crops, but the other individuals and the other farmland communities around them. This deserves further study. It deserves people to pay attention to it and to follow sort of the progression of the courts as well. But I do not believe that our body should be endorsing the use of a harmful chemical agent that, while it has had benefits to folks' production and to crops, has also had some negative multiplier effects that we can't not acknowledge. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, we have to acknowledge that it isn't just crops are up when they use this product. There are consequences to this. And anybody who's worked on a farm or know farmers know the consequences that happen with people who use pesticides and things that can be dangerous for the communities and for the environment, even when your attempt is to preserve your crops and to preserve sort of your land. And so that's why I won't support this resolution, and also why I ask that we have time for discussion over this and resolutions like this so that it is not as rushed. Thank you so much.
Representative Grills.
Thank you for your